Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming today. On behalf of Chief Bobby Cummings, his staff, and the entire Wilmington Police Department, we welcome you today to our Retirees Honorary Walkout Ceremony as part of our continuing celebration of the 125th anniversary. Chaplain Nelson, would you please come forward and provide us the invocation?
We gather this day to give thanks to you, O God, and to those gathered here for a walkout. Help us all to remember it is never too late to do the right thing. Those gathered here today, and those who have served this department over 125 years, have given thousands and thousands of years of service collectively to the city of Wilmington in public service. We thank you for seeing them through with the daunting task and responsibility and privilege of being a police officer. We give thanks to family and friends and colleagues who have supported them in the good times and the difficult ones. Continue to bless this department and all gathered here, that they may continue to be about your business with justice and kindness. Amen.
I would now ask the Honorable Mayor Pazicki to please come forward and say a few remarks, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and honor to be here with you today. When I heard that you were going to do a walkout today, I thought how appropriate, and it's also appropriate that you have someone from the city representing the citizens of the city here to congratulate you and thank you for all your service. Actually, I love being mayor is really cool because you get all these superstars up here salute you. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm mayor or because they've learned to respect their elders, but it's really a joy in a way that you get to bask a little bit in the reflected glory of people who do such wonderful things for our community. I think there's an old saying. I remember someone talking about as goes something, so goes something else. I think as goes WPD, so goes our city. We're asking our cops to do an awful lot for us now. We have a city that's got problems. We've got long-term solutions. But until those long-term solutions work, we have to turn to our police officers to do a lot of tough work. I am so impressed by the quality of our officers. I just love being around these people because I think they're such stars. But those men and women all stand on the shoulders of you all. Actually, they all could stand on Kilman's shoulders. But you know, it's I certainly I don't want to make light of something that's so serious. I see all of our officers talking about the old days and talking about the heroes, and all of you guys fit into those stories because that's how they see themselves. They see themselves through the eyes of those great stories that you all were part of. So I just want you to know how proud we are of you, how appropriate this is, and just what a pleasure it is for me to be here today. So thank you very much for all you've done for us.
Chief Cummings, sir.
I think I'm going to read Andy's prepared remarks. No. First, let me just say thank you for coming today. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being here. Sam Pratcher, who is our current sheriff for the state of Delaware. All of our retirees, current officers who are here today, and family members. We know how important it is for you to be here, and I'm telling you that I am so honored to have been in this position and to be in this position to allow this to occur for you, because a lot of you were so instrumental in my career as I was coming up. This is something, again, that is an experience that Doesn't come along that often. Again, we're celebrating 125 years of service to this city, and you were a great part of that tradition that has been built here for our officers to follow. And the mayor so eloquently stated that you guys are the ones and the stories that were told that are behind a lot of those stories that were told. And we still try to carry that on today. And some of the things when we're in speaking with our officers, we're telling your stories. We're telling your stories. And we appreciate that. Again, I especially appreciate from the time when I came in 1985, and a lot of you were still here when I came on. Again, just the guidance, the professionalism that you taught us, the integrity that was shown. You know, it was tremendous. I think I better stop now before I break out, but you know, I'm honored to have had an opportunity to do this for you, and our police department stands behind you, and they're also honored that you came back for this, because you show, even now, so much pride and support for this police department. We're glad that you came back. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor Purzycki. I'm going to take the time to thank you again for taking the time on your busy schedule to join us here today, sir. The Chief was first approached about a ceremony such as this by retired Captain Tony Rispoli. I'm going to call you out a couple times today. About the mass walkout, if you will, around Christmas this past December. After the holidays, the Chief and I spoke, and we agreed that this type of event would be fitting as part of our 125th year anniversary celebration, which continues to July 1, 2017. After all, those of you seated in front of us here today were a huge part of our foundation and tradition as a department then, as you continue to be as members of WARP. As we embarked on planning this event, I spoke to retired Captain Rispoli about logistics, interest level, which, by the way, started out minimally and has grown into this today. It is so awesome to see all you guys here today. So I'm traveling from as far as North Carolina, so thank you. From officers that are here today, we generally appreciate that. The conversation continued into a personal recollection on his part, Tony Rispoli's, of his last day of dedicated service to Wilmington Police Department. He said to me, and I won't forget it, I just kind of walked out the back door and that was it. And that was after how many years, Tony? 25? 21 years of service. Just walked out the back door, and think about that. You wake up in the morning, you come to work every day, 8, 10, 11, 12-hour shifts. Sometimes you don't go home, and you just kind of walk out without any closure, if you will. I don't know if it's because I myself am in my 21st year of service, or the number of years that I have left may or may not be what I've accumulated thus far, or if I'm getting a little bit softer in my old age. But that really affected me, really got to me. The thought of hundreds or even maybe thousands of officers who came before me, before us here today, walking out that same sentiment, that's not fair. All those years, all those sacrifices, all those nights away from family, missed birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, sporting events, not to mention all those close situations where you're thankful to make it out of a situation unscathed. So for as long as I've been here at Wilmington Police Department, which is almost 21 years, we've had the opportunity for a walkout. And I've been told by Lisa Hempel that Chief Zerba started this tradition in 2001, the walkout ceremony. The walkout is an option for us today who have completed 20 years of service and left in good standing. The walkouts are symbolic in nature. They may not mean a whole lot to an outsider looking in, but they have come to mean absolutely a whole lot to Wilmington police officers here today, and I hope and guarantee that it will mean a lot for you guys today on your walkout, on your mass walkout. The walkouts aren't just for the officers, they're for the immediate family and friends, and provide a small glimpse into the thin blue line, the brother and sisterhood of policing, and the eternal bond that we all share, as well as closure for one chapter of a new life into another. For a few of you here today, you may have opted out of your walkout when you had the opportunity, but then realized, whether you believe it or not, good or bad, WPD is a part of you. Even if you don't think so when it's your time to leave, I can guarantee, and I know it is going to be for me someday, I'm going to look back and just think of all the laughter, some tears, and the funny stories. And I have to tell you, I still hear some of the funny stories from you guys today. I may not know your name, your faces with your names, but you're legends in the department and you're legends amongst us. So thank you. So today, we offer you, all of you seated here today, a reminder that you are now, and you always have been, a part of the eternal thin blue line of Wilmington Police Department. And secondly, we offer you closure and recognition of your service to this great city and the citizens of Wilmington, Delaware. I will now read off the retirees who are participating in their final walkout today. Master Sergeant John Armstrong served from 1972 to 1996. Master Sergeant Denise Bowers served from 1986 to 2007. Detective Rich Brown Sr., 1970 to 1990. Master Corporal Karen Berman, 1986 to 2011. Master Sergeant Robert Carlson, Pup, 1977 to 1997. You didn't think I knew that, did you? Master Sergeant Samuel Chickadell, 1962 to 1982. Stand up. Patrolman Fred Hikastatus, 1978 to 1987. Master Sergeant Michael Delaterio, 1972 to 1995. Inspector Stanley Friedman, 1963 to 1984. And you traveled from North Carolina here today, sir, correct? Thank you. Patrolman Sam Gallion, 1970 to 1988. Lieutenant Martin Hegman, 1972 to 1994. His daughter Lindsay's here today in the back. She's now Master Corporal of the Police Department. Master Sergeant Edward Hazuski, 1974 to 1994. Sergeant Ed Head, he's seated over to my left. Thank you for coming today, Sergeant. 1969 to 1985. Detective Jay Ingraham, who's not here today. Lieutenant Bill Jennings, 1971 to 1989. Two relatives who aren't here today, Master Corporal James Johnson, 1978 to 1999. Inspector John Johnson Sr., 1962 to 1987. Sergeant James Kelly, 1961 to 1983. Lieutenant Richard Kilman, 1972 to 1993. His son is also a Wilmington police officer. Patrolman John Kirkpatrick, 1966 to 1987. Inspector Richard LaFasia, 1971 to 1989. Master Sergeant Charles Manelski, 1971 to 1991. Master Corporal Franny Marigi, 1986 to 2015. Patrolman Joseph Miller, who is not here with us today, served from 1970 to 1984. Patrolman Pat Nagel, 1971 to 1986. Detective Michael Nardozzi, 1966 to 1989. Master Sergeant Dave Nestler, who is not here today, 1976 to 1998. Lieutenant James Nolan, 1980 to 1993. Captain James T. Nolan, 1963 to 1978. Captain William O'Neill, 1960 to 1980. Master Corporal Jose Perez, 1980 to 2000. Master Sergeant John Michael Pollinger, 1972 to 1994. Captain Tony Verspoli, 1973 to 1994. Master Sergeant Ramon Rodriguez, 1967 to 1987. Detective Phil Sagione, who's not here today, 1972 to 1992. Patrolman Jerry Sampson, 1973 to 1983. Master Corporal Mary Jo Starbinski, 1984 to 2004. Master Sergeant Robert Stevens, 1971 to 1991. Patrolwoman Judith Velasquez, 1995 to 1998. Senior Corporal Michael Berry, 1973 to 1996. Lieutenant Dean Vitri, 1980 to 2000. Patrolman Boyd Wicks, 1973 to 1984, and I believe he has a grandson on the department. Patrolman Whip Wilson, 1964 to 1983. Ladies and gentlemen, did I miss anyone here today? Did I miss anyone who has a relative on the job today? Oh. He had his walk out, but Master Corporal Vinny DiSabatino. Sneak.
I have a nephew on the department currently.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, a son-in-law on the department.
Okay. Okay. All right, gentlemen. Can we have a large round of applause for these gentlemen and ladies who came before us here today?
Well, this is something that was long awaited for some of the members of the WARP, which is our retired officers group. Some of them did not get the opportunity to experience a walkout when they retired from the job or left for some reason. They were in good standing. They may have gone out for an early retirement and or some kind of injury. Again, they did not get a chance to experience this, so this is something we wanted to do for them. And it was a great honor for me because this was a lot of guys that when I came on the police department were my mentors, they were my supervisors, some of them were my partners, and they actually guided me through my career as I was here. And again, the tradition that they laid down for us and the foundation has been excellent. So this is something we thought we could do for them as we celebrate our 125 years of policing.
And my husband Michael was in the retirees today, and it was very emotional, I'm sure, for him and everybody here, and we're very proud of him for his 22 years of service.
I'm his daughter, and I'm very proud today to see him and his fellow coworkers get this opportunity to get what they deserve after all the years of service they had on the force.